Short seller Jim Chanos has criticized the tech industry's push towards developing orbital data centers, outlining that space-based data centers would cost more. That seems rather obvious. Maybe we can put one in Chanos's backyard and see how he likes it instead. I would imagine he'd fight that, right? In a post on the social media platform X on Wednesday, Chanos quoted a video that talked about Tesla and SpaceX CEO's Elon Musk's vision to put data centers in orbit following the XAI merger to SpaceX. Quote, "This is more AI snake oil from the Silicon Valley promoter class," end quote. Chanos added that the annual cost of electricity per milliwatt for AI data centers hovers around the 600,000 mark. The figures make up for about 5 to 7% of revenues on recently announced deals, Chanos said. Launch, radiation, insurance, and redundancy costs would be greater. Now, if anyone wants any of his actual tweets to follow, you are absolutely welcome. They're linked here in the article that I just threw in the chat. There's also some accompanying videos. We won't waste time playing that, but if you want to, there's a lot in here. So if you want to follow along with it, there you go. He expanded on these views, sharing that grid power permitting was an issue, but it is being addressed. Quote, "Actual power is in abundance in the U.S., particularly when energy companies partner with private power producers," end quote. Chanos also warned against failing for orbital data center hype, adding stakeholders in the sector for actual cost figures and savings when talking about the benefits of AI compute in space. Now, Michael Burry has made some headlines along this as well. Investor Michael Burry of The Big Short fame has said that nuclear energy could help bridge the gap between supply and demand for AI data centers, urging President Trump and Vice President Vance to fast-track a $1 trillion nuclear power and expansion plan. We've talked a lot about that, too. That seems to be the way to go, but word of warning, those plants, they take years to build and maybe even further to get online. Independent power producers like Constellation Energy, Vistra, and NRG Energy could also stand to benefit as AI data centers' demand for power increases. Now, the Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, has invited SpaceX to comment on its orbital data center plans, which include a fleet of over 1 million non-geostationary satellites, or NSGOs, placed 500 to 2,000 kilometers above Earth. The company has sought several waivers from the agency. Now, perhaps on the other side of that, perhaps SpaceX CEO Elon Musk has predicted that SpaceX Starship rockets would be able to launch every hour in the near future. On Wednesday, Musk quoted a post on social media platform X, which showcased how SpaceX was conducting more launches than its competitors in 2026. I'll go ahead and drop this link to this story, which also has the accompanying tweets, graphs, and charts for your consumption. Quoting that post, a user by the name of Brian Basson on X outlines SpaceX's launch timelines for the rest of February, which included 7 Falcon 9 launches from locations in California and Florida. Quote, "Total domination by SpaceX," end quote. Responding to his post, Musk made the Starship prediction, quote, "It will get really nutty when Starship is launching every hour in 3 years," end quote, expressing bullish sentiments over the rocket. Now, that would make creating data centers in space a lot more plausible. If this pans, I don't know if this is true, but if this pans out, I think you can probably end up building those data centers up there. The Starship rocket would be instrumental for SpaceX to fulfill Musk's ambition of colonizing Mars, as well as a SpaceX pivot away from the red planet into the moon, in line with NASA's Artemis missions. Last month, Musk had outlined the goal of producing 10,000 units of the Starship rocket annually as SpaceX gears up for its IPO, which will reportedly take place in June, coinciding with Musk's birthday. SpaceX also acquired Musk's artificial intelligence startup XAI, with the combined SpaceX XAI entity now valued at close to $1.25 trillion with a T, putting it close to Musk's Tesla, which has a valuation of over $1.5 trillion and currently the most valuable car maker in the world. Meanwhile, Musk and the tech industry's goal of putting AI data centers in orbit via solar-powered satellites was criticized by short seller Jim Chanos, as we just discussed. We'll see if they're able to make any headway towards that goal. On the other hand, the FCC has invited SpaceX to comment on its plans also, as we just discussed. So it'll be interesting to see how this actually pans out. I'm excited, and I am definitely still interested in that SpaceX XAI IPO.